In Cleveland, football has always been a strange paradox, a city with one of the most passionate fan bases in all of sports, desperate for success, yet bound to a franchise that always seems to live on the edge of chaos. The Browns are a team built on contradictions, loyalty and heartbreak, bold promises and crushing disappointment, brilliance and dysfunction. For years, the quarterback position has been the most glaring symbol of that identity crisis, a revolving door that refuses to stop spinning. The names stretch back decades, written like a cautionary tale across jerseys, walls, and headlines. And just when it seems like the Browns have finally found stability, another storm brews. But this offseason, something feels different, because against all expectations, a fifth-round rookie quarterback is rewriting the script. His name is Shedeur Sanders, and in a matter of weeks, he's gone from an overlooked draft pick to the central figure in one of the most dramatic quarterback battles the league has seen in years. When the Browns called his name late in the draft, most assumed he was nothing more than a developmental project. History supported that assumption. Quarterbacks drafted that late are rarely expected to start, let alone make an immediate impact. They're labeled as raw, tools-based players, backups in the best-case scenario, practice squad placeholders in the worst. Few, if any, are taken seriously as leaders of a franchise right out of the gate, but Shedeur Sanders didn't arrive in Cleveland to sit quietly in the shadows. He came to compete. From the very first team activities, he commanded the huddle with an authority that belied his draft status. He looked poised under pressure, sharp with his decision-making, and hungry. In every rep he took, coaches noticed, teammates noticed, and before long, fans noticed. What once seemed like a low-profile gamble has rapidly turned into one of the riskiest and potentially most rewarding moves this franchise has made in years. NFL insiders have started echoing the same refrain. This kid isn't here to wait, he's here to play. Peter Schrager went so far as to say this season could become a defining turning point in Sanders' career and in the Browns' future. That kind of language is almost unheard of for a mid-round rookie quarterback. Normally, the job of a fifth rounder is simple: learn quietly, take minimal snaps, and hope for a chance years down the road. Instead, Sanders is pushing himself into a position that demands immediate consideration. But here's the twist: the Browns' quarterback room isn't short on options. Dillon Gabriel, another rookie, is clawing for his own chance. Veterans like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett bring him experience, stability, and, in Pickett's case, surprising efficiency. The front office has a decision to make: ride with veteran security or lean into rookie potential. And hovering over all of it is the ownership's undeniable support for Sanders. Jimmy and Dee Haslam have made their feelings clear. They believe in this kid, and that endorsement carries weight, whether Kevin Stefanski likes it or not. The city has already chosen its side. Across Cleveland, you can feel the buzz. Fans are flooding stores for jerseys, chanting his name in open practices, and showing him up in numbers not seen for training camp in years. To them, Shedeur Sanders isn't just a quarterback, he's a symbol of hope, of change, of possibility. He represents a chance to break free from the endless cycle of mediocrity. And that's why this quarterback battle isn't just another training camp storyline. It's a full-blown turning point for the franchise. Sanders' rise hasn't come without resistance, though. Outside Cleveland, his name has already been dragged into controversy. The New York Giants sparked an uproar when they teased a clip from their supposed exclusive interview with Sanders, only to lock away the rest of the footage like it was a government secret. The move was branded as a deliberate stunt, maybe even an attempt to smear him. Fans saw through it immediately. If the full tape made him look bad, why not release it? The silence was deafening. What was meant as a critique of Sanders' poise turned into a spotlight on the Giants' own dysfunction. Instead of hurting Sanders, they handed him more attention, more headlines, and more fans rallying to his side. The backlash was swift, volcanic, and unforgiving. Social media lit up, demanding receipts, demanding answers. And with every refusal to release the footage, the narrative shifted further in Sanders' favor. The Giants wanted to paint him as raw and unready. Instead, they turned him into the most talked about rookie quarterback in the league. Their attempt at control had backfired spectacularly. Yet inside the Browns facility, Sanders didn't flinch. He brushed it off like noise, staying locked into his preparation, even while dealing with setbacks of his own. A strained oblique sidelined him during a critical preseason matchup, forcing him to watch from the sideline while Dillon Gabriel took the reins. Gabriel started strong against the Eagles, showing poise and accuracy, but his momentum collapsed under the weight of mistakes. A pick six, a fumbled handoff, moments that Stefanski admitted were simply unacceptable. Sanders, meanwhile, had already shown in his preseason debut that he belonged. 14 completions on 23 attempts, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. It wasn't just efficiency, it was command. He played like someone who understood the moment, someone who wasn't going to waste the chance. And when you put those numbers next to what Gabriel and the veterans have produced, a clearer picture begins to form. Flacco brings experience but limited upside. Pickett offers sharp efficiency but lacks the electricity to energize the city. Gabriel is aggressive but turnover prone. Sanders, though, he delivers consistency, ball security, and the spark of a new era. But as the quarterback saga consumes the headlines, another story has begun to capture Cleveland's imagination. One just as improbable and perhaps just as vital. His name is Gage Lavadane. At 5'8" and 177 pounds, undrafted, overlooked, and dismissed by most scouts, Lavadane was expected to be nothing more than a camp body. Instead, he's become a preseason sensation. 2 catches for 23 yards and a rushing touchdown in his first showing turned heads. But it's been his relentless speed, his explosiveness, and his refusal to back down in practice that have forced everyone to pay attention. Jeff Lloyd of the Orange and Brown Report even went public, urging the front office to keep him on this 53-man roster, because Lavadane isn't just showing up, he's producing, and on a team desperate for a vertical threat, he might be exactly what the Browns have been missing. His story mirrors Cleveland's identity, the underdog fighting for respect, clawing for every inch. And in a season where the quarterback competition has stolen the spotlight, Lavadane has quietly built his own fan base, a movement of believers hoping he can complete one of the most improbable climbs onto an NFL roster. All of this builds toward a critical date, August 23rd, the Browns' final preseason showdown against the Rams. Stefanski has already called it a dress rehearsal, a moment for players to prove they belong. For Sanders, it's the chance to cement his claim as QB1. For Gabriel, it's a chance at redemption. For Lavadane, it's the fight of his life to earn a roster spot. And for the Browns as a whole, it's a decision point that could shape the identity of the franchise heading into the regular season opener against the Cincinnati Bengals. But as much as the Browns' future feels tied to this quarterback competition, the franchise cannot escape its deeper shadows. Off the field, questions of culture and accountability loom larger than any preseason highlight. Rookie running back Quinton Judkin's arrest on domestic violence charges marked the 3rd such incident involving a Browns player in a year. Owner Jimmy Haslam admitted the organization was frustrated but offered little in the way of solutions. Days later, the Browns doubled down by signing rookie receiver Isaiah Bond, who also faced unresolved sexual assault allegations. It's not the first time Cleveland has chosen talent over character, and fans know it. The fully guaranteed contract given to Deshaun Watson remains the clearest signal of what truly drives the organization's decisions. Even when Haslam later admitted the Watson trade was a mistake, his reasoning wasn't about the allegations. It was about football logistics. To many, that was all they needed to hear. For every electrifying play on the field, the Browns are haunted by these choices. And the fans, loyal, passionate, but exhausted, are beginning to ask how long they can defend a team that speaks of culture change yet enables the same patterns year after year. The quarterback battle may be thrilling, the underdog stories inspiring, but the deeper question remains, will this cycle ever end? As the preseason draws to a close, Cleveland finds itself standing at a crossroads once again. On one side is the old familiar path, veterans, short-term fixes, and a culture that prioritizes winning at any cost. On the other side lies the potential for something new, a rookie quarterback who embodies hope, an undrafted receiver who embodies grit, and a fan base desperate for a franchise that finally reflects their resilience. The Browns have a decision to make, and for once, it feels like the entire league is watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you've been caught up in this roller coaster, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the story of the 2025 Cleveland Browns isn't just beginning, it's exploding, and you won't want to miss a single moment.